When it comes to building a website to sell your online products or services, Woocommerce is no doubt the best tool out there. But out of the box, the checkout page that you get with Woocommerce is not really attractive. So what I'm going to do today is to show you how to turn this boring page into something that looks like this. I've gone in and I really customized this page to have a video, a countdown timer, and on the bottom here, I've also added some testimonials. It doesn't just end there. You can also add other elements on this page to make it convert even more. All right, guys, without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let me show you how to customize your checkout page. So right now I'm in my admin dashboard of my website. So the first thing we need to do is to install Woocommerce. So to install it, it's actually free. So you want to come over here to your plugins and then click on add new. Next, you want to search for Woocommerce. And as you can see here, it says active, but in my case, I've already gone ahead and installed it and activated it. But in your case, you want to click install and then activate it. Now, this ensures that this is installed and ready to be used. Now, the next plugin that allows us to design our checkout page in a beautiful way is called Cartflows. And you also need a page builder to use with it. So in my case, I use Divi, but Cartflows can be used with Gutenberg or any other page builders. So let's dive in and let me show you how to install Cartflows. Okay, so over here, I'm still here on my plugins page. So I'm gonna search for Cartflows. So here it is. I need to install it. So I'm gonna click on install now. And then next I need to activate it by clicking here on activate. Okay, so here we are greeted with this startup wizard. So I'm not going to go ahead and use this wizard. So I'm going to skip setup. So the next step now is to create our product. So I'm going to come over here now to WooCommerce and go to products, add new. So let's give our product a name. So I'm going to say my product. We're just going to give this a description. And we also need to give this a price. And then over here, I'm going to add my product image. So let's say this is my product. I'm going to set my product and then I'm just going to publish. So we're going to come back onto our product here to do additional settings. But for now, this should be okay. Now let's take a quick look at this by clicking over here. And this is what it looks like so far. So if I click on add to cart and then proceed to checkout, this is the checkout page that we have. And I'm sure you can agree that we can make it look better. Okay, so let's go ahead now and continue with our design. So what I'm going to do next now is to go back here to my dashboard and go into Cartflows. So here on Cartflows, I'm going to click on the home so we can see what the dashboard looks like. So pretty much this is what the dashboard looks like. So what we need to do next is to set this up. So I'm going to come over here to settings and I need to set my page builder here. So I'm going to say Divi. So right now we don't have a global checkout. So that's what we need to create next. So I'm going to hit save settings. Now let's create a checkout page. So over here on flows, I can add a new one. I'm going to start from scratch and I'm just going to call this global checkout. So as you can see, we have the sales, the checkout and the thank you. So I'm going to get rid of the sales page. So I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to come over here to the checkout. So I'm going to click here. And as you can see, it says edit with Divi. So I can either look for templates or I can just go ahead and start designing this page. So for the page builder, in this case, which is Divi, to work, you need to come over here to Divi and then click on theme options. Now, under the builder, you need to make sure you activate steps. So this is what allows the builder to work with Cartflows. All right, so now I can hit save changes. Next, we're going to come back over here now to our checkout. So here we are on our checkout. So I'm going to click on edit with Divi. Next, I'm going to click on use the Divi Builder. Okay, so this is where we can go crazy with our design by clicking on design from scratch. And I'm going to start off with a single column. So in this single column here, I am going to add some text. So I'm going to say, search for my text module here. So I'm going to call this checkout. All right, so what I'm going to do next now is to customize this text. So first of all, I'm going to make this heading 1. And then I'm going to come over now to design heading text. And I'm going to making sure that I'm on the H1 tag. I'm going to come over here and change my font. So the font I am going to use is Poppins. I'm going to select that. I'm going to make it nice and bold, and I'm also going to center it. Okay, so far I have my title here. I'm also going to change the size, make it slightly bigger. Let's go with 48. And for the colors, I think I'll leave the color as it is. All right, so next I am going to hit Save Changes. So what I'm going to do next now is to add another row. So this time I'm going to have a 2-column row. I'm going to select that. So on the left row, I'm going to add my checkout form. So I'm going to search now for my text module and select it. And to now set my checkout code, short code, I need to come over here, making sure this is my checkout form. Click here on settings, and this is the code I'm going to need. So this code here will show the form. So back over here, I am just going to go into text mode, paste it in here. So what I'm going to do next now is to just customize this and make it look nice. So let's go back over here to the background. So I'm going to give this a background color, and I am now going to just customize this a little bit just so that it stands out. Next, I'm going to come over here to design, spacing, give this a bit of padding around it. So I'm going to go with 20 all around. So at the moment, the short code is not showing because I haven't selected my product. Okay, next I'm going to come to my border here and give this some rounded corners. I'm going to go with 5. And I think that's going to look great. I'm going to save that. Now over here to the right, I would like to add some testimonials. So I am going to, in fact, let's start with a video. So let's go with a video here. So we're just going to pretend this is our YouTube video. But the most important thing is while you're over here, you go to overlay and add an image overlay. This is very, very important because it makes your video look nice. So what I'm going to do now is to look for an image that works here. So the one I'm going to go with is this one right here. Upload an image. So now I have an image overlay, but this doesn't look great because this button here looks way too big. So I can come over now to design, play icon, and I can customize this by activating use custom icon size, make it smaller. We can even change the color if we want to, like that. But I think white works good. All right, so now I'm going to hit Save Changes. Next, I can also add some testimonials here. So I'm going to click on this plus button. I would like to add about 3 testimonials. So let's start by searching for testimonial. And here we go. So over here, what we can do is to start adding all our information. So my author here is going to be Mac, and we can add some text in here. Now let's go to our elements. So I don't want to show this quote, so I've just got rid of that. And what we can also do now is to add our image. So I'm going to come over here, click on this area here. Now let me look for my image, and I'm going to go with this one. There we go. I would like to give this some rounded corners as well to just make it look similar to what we have here on the top. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to design. Now what I need here is the borders, and here it is. Let's give this 5. Okay, great. So we have our rounded corners now. So let's further customize this. Now, what I would like to do here is to go into the row settings. Now, let's give this a background. So let's go with a very dark gray. So bring this over here like that. Okay, I think that looks great. Next, while I'm here, I'm going to go into the design tab, and I am now going to go into sizing. So ideally, I would like to set this to 100%. So it's going to be edge to edge. That's very important. And maximum width here is also going to be 100%. Okay, great. So as you can see here, this is way too close to the edge. So ideally, I would like to give this some breathing space. So I'm going to now come over here to spacing. Next, I am going to add my left and right padding. So let's add 2 VW. Do the same to the top. Great. Okay, so now that we have our testimonial area here, let's go ahead and save. Now we're going to come back over here and make some customizations to the background as well, because ideally I would like to add a background that is quite dark. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that dark gray. I think that works great. So let's take care of the text now. So for the text, I'm going to make it light. So I'm going to come over here to design, click here on this paintbrush icon, and let's change this to white. In fact, you may even go for a very light gray like that. And let's center this and change our font to Poppins. So I'm going to search for it. And here we go. So for this, we're going to go with light. Yeah, I think light looks better. All right, so I'm pretty happy with what that looks like so far. So I'm now going to save this. So let's duplicate this a few times and just drag this into position, and the bottom one as well. Right, so now what we can do is, if we want this space here to be much closer, what you can do is to come over here to design, sizing, and we can reduce the gutter width. So right now it's set to 3. We can just reduce it to 2, and that should look much better. So here now we can go individually and start changing a few things. So this could be Susan, and then over here on the image, we can change our image to a lady. So let's go with this one, upload an image. So that looks much better now. And over here, we can go in, and this one here could be Jack. And now we can go to our image and change to this guy. All right, so now we have this area here designed. It's looking really good. So what we can also do here is to add additional information, like maybe some 5 stars, or we can add maybe 1 main testimonial. So it's just up to you what you want to add onto this. But for now, let's just save this and take a quick look at it. And right now, I know my template that I'm using is letting me use this box layout. I don't really want the box layout. So first of all, let's view this, and then we're going to go in and make some changes. Okay, so as you can see, this is a box layout. I'm not a fan of this. So I'm going to go to the step, and then over here now on our page settings, we're going to click here and say no sidebar. Next, over here on our post attributes, you can see it says Cartflows boxed. We don't want that. We want a template for page builders. I'm going to hit update. So now let's take a look at this by refreshing it. So now we can see that it is edge to edge. So I can see here that we can do with 1 more testimonial. So let's go ahead and add 1 more testimonial. So back over here, I'm going to click on edit with Divi. So to add 1 more column, you can just click here on this little icons, and then go and add another one, duplicate this one, drag it over to the right, and then we can go in and change this. And this could be Jane. Then over here on the image, we can add Jane and save. Okay, so this is looking great so far. Now we can do other changes to this, and that is perhaps adding more elements. So let's see what we can add below here. So I'm going to click on this plus button. So as you can see, we have quite a lot to add. We can add a call to action, or we can have a counter here. In fact, you know what? Let's add a countdown timer. So this countdown timer is going to say the deal ends very soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and set our date. So let's set it to the 2nd, which is Friday. And let's add our title. Next, we're going to take a look at the background here, and we are going to add a background. So I want to add this bright color so it is visible. You can see it when you look at this page. Next, we want to come over here to design. So the first thing we're going to do is to work on the text here. So right now it's on the default font. So we want Poppins. I'm going to set my font like that. So you can see now that it is changed. We're going to do this for the title as well. And we're going to change this to Poppins. I'm going to select that. And this needs to be, I would say, bold. Okay, so we want this nice and bold. And then finally, we also have the days here. We can change this to Poppins as well. There we go. All right, so this is looking great. I think all I have to do now is to give this some rounded corners so it matches here with the top. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go to border and give this 5. Excellent. Okay, so that's our countdown timer. We can save that. So all I have to do now is to give this some breathing space. So I'm just going to drag to about, say, 47. Do the same to the bottom. Okay, so I think that looks great. Now I can save this and exit the Visual Builder. So now you may be thinking, so how does this work with the products on our page? So this is what we're going to do next. So over here now, back to Cartflows, go to my settings, and then I'm going to select my global checkout. In this case, it's going to be the checkout Woo, the one that we've just created, and hit Save Changes. So now when we go on our page or on our products, so let's go to one of our products here. So I'm going to show all my products, and let's say I want to buy this My New Product. So I'm going to go and select it. So now I can hit Add to Cart, and then I'm going to view my cart, proceed to checkout. And now our checkout is showing. So as you can see, it has all my information. It has this form all filled in correctly. I have my option here for PayPal or credit card. It has the deal ending soon. It also has my testimonials here on the bottom. So we can also go in and further customize this just to make it look much nicer, because I think we can make this occupy a bigger space. So let's go quickly and fix that. So now I'm going to hit enable. So what we're going to do here is to go into our section settings here, and we want to go into design, sizing. So first of all, we're going to activate use custom gutter width, because the space here is a bit too much. So let's reduce that by setting it to 2. We're going to hit save. And then over here, my column structure doesn't look great. So I'm going to go with 2/3, 1/3. So let's go ahead and set that. So this is now occupying a bigger space, which is great. Now, what we can also do here is to move this to the bottom, because I think it is much better over here to the right. All right, so let's save our checkout form. So now let's take a look at our final checkout page. So I'm just going to refresh this. So because this is global, what's going to happen here is every product that you have on your shop will go to this global checkout. So this here is going to be replaced by the customer's product that they are buying. So this is universal on your website. And as you can see, your options are endless. You can design this however way you want. This could be a video that describes our product here, or even our shop, just encouraging them to buy. And also we can also have this countdown timer, and on the bottom here we can add some testimonials and even other things that we may think will help us to convert our customers to purchase our product. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.